Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Kickoff Discussion Podcast. Well, in this video, I will be discussing the 115 charges against Manchester City, and I will discuss why they have not been punished yet and why they also sued the Premier League. Let's get to it. Before I continue, I would love to explain about the UEFA FFP rule, which is the benchmark for the Premier League PSR rule, that it's part of the charges against Manchester City. What does the UEFA FFP rule says? The UEFA FFP rule says that team could only spend 5 million euros, that is 4.5 million pounds, more than the sum they earned across 3 seasons. This rule has been updated, and the new rule they are using now is UEFA squad cost rule, which says that club's total expenditure on transfers, wages, and agent fees now cannot exceed 70% of its revenue, which means this current season that just come to an end, this benchmark they use 90% this season, and next season they will push it up a bit. They will use 80%. Why from 2005-2006 season they will implement the 70% benchmark for every team that is participating in the UEFA competition. Let me make it clear, in the UEFA competition. Premier League now sat down and look at how they can put a rule in place for teams that are not participating in the UEFA competitions, and that is why they implement the PSR rule, that is Profit and Sustainability Rule. Well, this Profit and Sustainability Rule, what it does is that it levels the playing ground for every team in the Premier League, so that their team will be run sustainably and no team will have a bigger advantage over the other, just to improve the competitiveness of the league. PSR rule was implemented in 2013, and the PSR rule says that it allows teams to lose maximum of 105 million pounds over the course over 3 seasons, which that is around 35 million pounds per season. This is basically what they thought before implementing that rule. So the Premier League thought that increasing the losses for a team that are not in the UEFA competitions will make all these small teams to invest more in their squad, just to improve the competitiveness in the league. So when Everton and Nottingham Forest were punished last season, when they were charged with the PSR rule breach, they did not deny the fact that they breached the rule. That was why they were punished. And Manchester City, on the other hand, they bluntly denied that they did not break the rules. So, which is why it's taken so long to get them punished. So, what are the 115 charges against Manchester City? Let me break all the charges down for you. 54 times they failed to provide accurate financial information from 2009 to 2018. They failed 14 times to provide accurate details for players and manager payments from 2009 to 2018 as well. And 5 times they failed to comply with UEFA's rules, including financial fair play rules from 2013 to 2018. 7 times they breached the Premier League's PSR rule from 2015 to 2018, and 35 times they failed to cooperate with Premier League investigations from December 2018 to February 2023. So in total, Manchester City have 115 breaches of Premier League regulations, and not all these breaches are related to financial issues. 35 of those breaches are simply because they fail to comply with Premier League investigations on 35 different occasions. So all these breaches are possible because Manchester City owner is actually pumping a lot of money into the club through some questionable sponsorship deals, and they didn't give full details of where the revenue is coming from. They also pay players more than what is going through their accounts. So, to the question that everybody has been asking for a while, when could Manchester City be punished? Well, according to some reports, the hearing of the case will begin later this year, and the decisions for a verdict will be made in the summer of 2025. That's about a year. That's about a year now. So, and to the next point, why are Manchester City not getting a point deduction? I said earlier, because they bluntly denied the accusations, and they said that the evidence that the Premier League had was not legally obtained. I forgot to mention that there was a report that was published by a German newspaper that was in 2018, which brought this case to life in the first place. So Manchester City are arguing that all these evidences are not obtained legally. So that is why they are denying the allegations against them. And I said earlier that Everton and Nottingham Forest didn't deny the breaches as well, and which is why they were punished with point deduction this season. I think maybe if they had also denied, I think they will also be dragging their case for hearing this time around. So will Manchester City be punished? Yes, obviously, if they are found guilty of those charges, and the punishment that they could face is endless. It all boils down to the decisions of the independent commissions in charge of the case. They may decide to kick Manchester City out of the Premier League, which I don't see as an ideal option from my own perspective, or impose a point deduction on them. For me, no one knows the extent of their punishment if found guilty. But let's just wait and see what the details of their charges would be, and the details of their punishment as well. And lastly, I think last week Manchester City sued the Premier League. So some people are asking, why are Manchester City suing the Premier League? According to Manchester City's lawyer, they claim that the Premier League Premier League's rules around sponsorship agreements are incompatible with UK competition law. So there's a particular rule in Premier League regulations which is called Associated Party Transaction Rules (APT). These are the rules which restrict an owner's ability to arrange large sponsorship agreements between the club they run and the companies they own or are associated with. So this APT rule restricts owners to arrange large sponsorship agreements between their company that they own or a company that they are associated with the club they also own or they are associated with. So relates not only to associated commercial enterprises sponsoring clubs alone, but also to players being transferred between two clubs with a shared ownership. That means this rule also deals with team owners who own two teams and they are trying to transfer players from one team to another. So these rules also kick against this. So now Manchester City are now claiming that the rules are restrictive and anti-competitive, and they describe the situation as a tyranny of the majority. And they also say the rules are unfair and should be abolished. In their claim, they also said that the regulation are a form of discrimination against golf ownership, which means the Saudis, the UAE ownership of teams in the Premier League, and they are seeking damages and compensation for a loss of earnings as a result of the restrictions. The question I'm putting out to you, do you think Manchester City have a moral justification to sue the Premier League based on their own view of the sponsorship deal? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you very much for your support. If you are new, please kindly subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell for a timely update. And if you're already here, please kindly smash the like button and drop your comments and share to other football lovers. Thank you very much for your support, and I'll see you in another episode, and bye for now.